Episode 7 of Skeleton Crew is out, and there's so much that we need to talk about right now. Of course, I'm going to break down the episode, but I want to give my thoughts on what the finale is going to hold because, well, there's so many questions left unanswered. Before we get started, guys, we're on the road to 3,000 subs. I can't even believe I'm saying that. And if you're new to this channel, I would love to have you here, so consider hitting that subscribe button. I read all of your comments. I most likely will respond, and let's see if we can get this video to 50 likes. We did it last time, so hopefully we can do it again. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and break down this incredible episode. We begin with the parents of the children sending out this device to communicate with their kids outside of the planet of Ad-Aten. The only problem is they're being hunted down by the droids who are controlling this planet and are really struggling to get the signal out. Nonetheless, they do. It's seemingly a race between our kids who are now on the Onyx Cinder and Jod's pirate crew. When they arrive, Jod still is trying to convince these pirates that there's a hidden treasure on Ad-Aten, but they're not convinced. We get a beautiful shot of the entire planet engulfed in this green-like storm, which the kids know as the barrier. Unfortunately, Jod's crew arrives before the Onyx Cinder, so they pull in the Onyx Cinder with the kids in it into a tractor beam and then take them hostage. While the pirate Captain Brutus is trying to board the ship, Fern actually grabs him with this claw, allowing Jod to kill him, thus assuming control of this pirate crew and taking everybody hostage. Jod retrieves the message module sent out by the children's parents, instructing them on how to get back into Ad-Aten past the atmosphere. And it turns out the secret to this is in fact the Onyx Cinder itself, the ship that came from Ad-Aten that was able to leave and go back. The kids actually managed to free themselves from the pirates, board the Onyx Cinder again, and take it back home. This sequence was absolutely gorgeous. I mean, movie quality stuff here. I loved seeing all the green clouds, the lightning, the pirate ships exploding because they're not really worthy enough to go through it. However, they run into a problem because Jod is actually secretly on board. Now, 33 is also on this ship, so when Jod appears, he plans to attack him, but Jod has the lightsaber and dismantles 33. This does seem like the last time we're going to see 33 because of him getting decapitated by a lightsaber, but he's a droid, so of course he could possibly come back. And in a scene very reminiscent of what Anakin does in Revenge of the Sith when he goes to see the younglings, he ignites the lightsaber and intimidates them. Only he doesn't go fully Anakin, thank God. Jod says some horrible things to the kids, even making Wim cry and making Fern feel completely inadequate for all the success that she's had in leading this group of kids. It's so interesting to me because this whole season I've been holding out hope that Jod was going to be a good guy. He's a pirate, but I was thinking maybe he'd be like a Jack Sparrow, someone you root for even though they've done bad things. And now that I'm thinking about it, I really like what they've done here because they've doubled down on Jod being a horrible person. We still don't know much about his backstory and his ability to use the Force. Maybe we'll learn something in the finale, but they subvert our expectations by making him even worse than he was before and seem more evil. However, there's that tiny little part of me that still is holding on hope for him to turn good in the finale. They finally arrive back on Ad-Aten, and Jod pretends to be a Republic emissary. The droids on this planet expect an emissary and haven't seen one in a long time, and these are the people who come from outside of the planet to kind of take the credits that they've been producing, or dataries, or whatever you want to call them. I found it really fascinating how Jod's able to get all the way to the vault just by pretending to be this person he's not, because the droids are just looking for yes or no answers. This whole place is completely run by droids, with the people being the servants, so it's really not that secure. And it's also very clear that this vault that they're going to has not been opened in a very long time because the grass is overgrown and people are actually walking all over the entrance not knowing what's below them. Jod, the droids, and the kids make their way down to the vault where millions and millions of dataries are stored. We see brief glimpses of madness in Jod's eyes as this is what he's always wanted, and it's hard for me to believe that this is all he's wanted. He seems to just be a true pirate at heart. They're really not just doubling down but tripling down on the fact that we could have been wrong. Everyone in this series has told us not to trust Jod, and we didn't believe them, and we should have. The children's parents also make it down to the vault and reunite with them, and earlier in this episode we learn that the kids were not supposed to know about this place until they graduated. The episode ends with Jod staring down the kids and their parents with a lightsaber, and then it cuts to black. In my opinion, a very solid setup for this finale. There's so many questions left unanswered in my opinion, like why is this place still running? Why are they still making credits? Why do they not know that the Republic fell and that the Empire rose and has fallen again? Who in the world is Jod? He's a Force user, we don't know anything about him, and why is he so hell-bent on just being a pirate? What's going to happen with the pirate crew left outside of Ad-Aten? Is Jod going to bring them in or just leave them to die? They do have a lot to wrap up in this final episode, but if there's a show that can do it, I think it's going to be this one because of how great it's been so far. It makes me really sad too because I've been loving this show more than I ever thought I would, and it's, in my opinion, if they stick the landing, one of the best Star Wars shows we've ever gotten. I'd love a season 2, and there's rumors that some of our characters are going to be popping up in the Mandalorian and Grogu film, which would be super, super cool. In the finale, I think there's a very slight possibility still that Jaw does turn good again, but I'm not holding my breath because this whole series has been about that and how we've been so wrong. I think by the end of it, the kids themselves are going to be liberating this entire planet of At-Aten from this false sense of security that they've had for hundreds of years. I think they're going to blow the lid on this place, revealing that the Republic is no more, the Empire came and went, and now this planet is going to be open for the entirety of the galaxy. What that means in terms of all the dataries and wealth on this planet, I don't know. Maybe that could be a plot element for Mandalorian and Grogu. But all that stuff aside, I'm very interested and still super invested to see this finale. Look, down below, I have to know what you guys are theorizing for with the finale. There's so many different things they could go off of, and one of my favorite parts about this series is that we haven't really had a clear path forward. Before this episode, I was telling myself, ooh, we're going to get a Jod Order 66 flashback, we're gonna learn his history. That didn't happen. But I'm not really mad about it because this series has been more about bringing new ideas to Star Wars rather than relying solely on nostalgia. Of course, there are little pieces of it here and there, but it's not overtaking anything, and I think that's great. Guys, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. I can't wait to see this finale, and I will see you all very, very soon.